The first 5 minutes after you open your eyes are the most dangerous part of your day. During that tiny window, your mind is running on yesterday's identity, replaying the same fears, the same lack, the same emotional loops you fell asleep with. And unless you learn to intercept that window, you'll keep rebuilding the same life every single morning. Most people wake up and immediately reach for their phone. Emails, notifications, the news. Within seconds, the outside world has hijacked the only moment where your subconscious was genuinely open to new instructions. That window closes fast, and once it does, you're operating from the same mental blueprint you've been running for years. There's a reason this window matters so much. When you first wake, your brainwave state hovers between theta and alpha, the same frequencies accessed during deep meditation and hypnosis. Your analytical mind, the part that argues with every new belief, is still booting up. For a brief period, the gatekeeper between your conscious desires and your deeper programming is essentially asleep at the door. This is the state hypnotherapists spend 20 minutes trying to induce in their clients. You get it for free, every morning. And you've been wasting it scrolling through someone else's priorities. Neville Goddard understood this decades before brain imaging confirmed it. He called it the state akin to sleep, that drowsy, half-aware condition where assumptions slip past your defenses and take root. His entire method of mental revision centered on catching yourself in this liminal space because he knew something critical. The feelings you marinate in during this window set the emotional tone for everything that follows. Think about what you typically feel in those first waking moments. Before you've even moved, before your feet hit the floor. There's usually a wash of emotion, sometimes dread about the day ahead, sometimes a vague heaviness you can't name. That emotional signature is your subconscious reporting for duty, loading up the same operating system it ran yesterday. Here's what changes everything. You can intercept that report. You can override the default. The technique is deceptively simple, which is exactly why most people dismiss it. Before you open your eyes, before you move a single muscle, you choose a feeling, a specific emotional state that matches the version of you who already has what you desire. You don't visualize a sports car. You don't recite affirmations like a robot. You locate the feeling of being the person whose life already contains what you're reaching for. Peace, certainty, gratitude that feels earned, heavy in your chest like a warm stone. The specific sensation matters less than its authenticity. Your subconscious doesn't process words well. It runs on feeling feed at the right emotion during this window, and you're writing new code directly into the operating system. But staying in that feeling is where the real discipline lives. Your mind will resist. Within seconds, it'll throw a thought at you, a bill that's due, a relationship that's fraying, a deadline breathing down your neck. This is the gatekeeper waking up, trying to reassert the old program. Every spiritual tradition that works with this window says the same thing. Let those thoughts pass like clouds. Return to the feeling. Goddard was specific about this. He taught that you should feel the wish fulfilled as though it were a memory, something that already happened. The tense matters. You're not hoping for something future. You're remembering something that feels past. Your subconscious can't distinguish between a vividly felt memory and something that actually occurred. When you consistently feed it memories of your desired state during the waking window, it begins reorganizing your perceptions, your impulses, your behavior to match. A woman I know practiced this for 90 days straight. She'd been stuck in the same job for 6 years, applying to positions and hearing nothing. Each morning, she'd lie still and feel what it would be like to walk into a role that genuinely excited her, the texture of a new desk under her hands, the specific weight of a badge on a lanyard. She didn't force anything during the day. She just caught the window and held the feeling for 10 minutes. On day 73, a recruiter contacted her about a position she hadn't applied for. By day 90, she'd accepted an offer that doubled her salary. Coincidence is one explanation, but when you hear versions of that story repeated across thousands of practitioners, Goddard students in the 1950s, modern manifestation communities, even clinical researchers studying visualization in athletes, the pattern gets harder to dismiss. So why does this window close? Your brainwaves shift. Alpha gives way to beta as you become fully alert, and beta is the frequency of analysis, criticism, and habitual thought. Once you're in beta, every new idea gets filtered through your existing belief system. Trying to install a new self-concept in full beta consciousness is like trying to update software while the firewall is actively blocking the download. The evening window works the same way, only in reverse. As you drift towards sleep, you pass back through alpha into theta. Goddard's most famous technique, falling asleep and the feeling of the wish fulfilled, exploits this identical vulnerability, the last emotional state you hold before unconsciousness becomes the instruction your subconscious processes all night. Think of it as bookending your day with intention, morning and evening. Two windows where the door is open. Now, some honest friction. This practice sounds almost too easy, and that's its biggest obstacle. You'll try it for 3 days and feel foolish lying in bed pretending to be someone you're not. Your rational mind will mount a convincing case. This is wishful thinking. This is delusion. Successful people wake up and grind. Fair enough. Consider this counterpoint. Every elite athlete uses pre-performance visualization. Surgeons mentally rehearse procedures before entering the operating room. Concert pianists play entire concertos in their minds before touching the keys. The mechanism is identical. Vivid mental rehearsal in a relaxed state reshapes the neural architecture that governs performance. The waking window just happens to be the moment when that rehearsal penetrates deepest. The real challenge is consistency. One morning won't reprogram anything. Your existing self-concept has been reinforced by thousands of mornings where you woke up feeling the same way. Overwriting that takes repetition, the same patient, daily repetition that built the old pattern in the first place. Goddard suggested a minimum of 30 days of sustained practice before expecting tangible shifts. Some of his students reported breakthroughs in weeks, others took months. The variable was always the same. How completely could you surrender to the feeling without letting doubt interrupt? There's a practical structure that helps. Set your alarm 5 minutes earlier than usual. When it sounds, turn it off, but keep your eyes closed. Take 3 slow breaths. On the third exhale, call up your chosen feeling, not a scene, a feeling. Hold it the way you'd hold a warm cup between your palms on a cold morning. Let it radiate through your body. When a stray thought intrudes, don't fight it. Just return to the warmth. 5 minutes. That's the minimum effective dose. Some mornings, the feeling will come instantly, vivid and full. Other mornings you'll lie there feeling nothing, going through motions that seem hollow. Both count. The subconscious registers the attempt even when your conscious experience feels flat. Think of it like going to a gym. Some workouts feel incredible, and some feel like dragging a suitcase through mud. Both build muscle. What you must protect fiercely is the window itself. No phone until after your practice, no conversation, no input from the external world. The moment you check a notification, you've invited someone else's reality into the only space where yours is genuinely malleable. One more layer most people miss. The waking window is also the ideal time for revision. Goddard's technique of mentally rewriting past events. If yesterday contained a conversation that left you feeling small, you replay it during the morning window, but change the ending. You hear different words. You feel a different response in your body. The emotional charge of the original event dissolves because your subconscious has accepted an alternative version as equally real. This sounds outrageous until you realize that memory researchers have confirmed something Goddard intuited. Every time you recall a memory, you're reconstructing it. The act of remembering literally rewrites the memory at a neurochemical level. You've been unconsciously revising your past every day already. The waking window just lets you do it on purpose, with precision, so tomorrow morning when your alarm pulls you to the surface, don't reach for the phone. Stay still, eyes closed. Feel the life you're building as though it's already built. Solid under your feet, warm against your skin. Give your subconscious its new orders before the old ones have time to load. 5 minutes of deliberate feeling in that window will reshape more than 5 hours of effort in full waking consciousness. The door opens twice a day. It's been opening your entire life. Now you know what to carry through it.